What's up guys, welcome back to the channel for a new video. It's good to see you. I hope you guys are feeling great. It's good to make new video. Today we're gonna talk about the Alpha A85 HD from iFlight. It's a 2-inch CINEWHOOP. First, let's start with what you're gonna get inside the box if you buy this drone. So here is the box. On the side you can find all the information that you need to know about the quad and what you got inside. The name of the quad, the receiver version. Mine is a BNF, but not the DJI version. They made a mistake when they sent it to me, so I had to solder myself the receiver for the Crossfire because this is for the DJI remote controller and I'm not using this controller for flying, but it's fine. Then you have the battery version, which is for 4S batteries, stack informations, the target, the beta flight version, test pilot, etc. And the test pilot, I think it's a great thing because if you have a problem you can contact the customer service and they can ask you about those informations, and that way they can fix your problem more faster with the test pilot himself. When you open the box you have this to protect the top. Inside you can find some stickers from iFlight, spare of strap, some tools, spare of HQPROP, which are a really great brand. I use the same brand for my CINEWHOOP and those are really nice props. Then inside I got a spare of canopy, but you guys are not gonna have this because it's only for creators and reviewers package. I asked them on Instagram of what you guys are gonna get, because generally when they send package for reviewers, a brand always send a little bit more for reviewers. But to be honest, it's fine. I crashed it a few times and I never had to change the canopy, so it's really not expensive. If you need to, you can buy that on the website. Then you have some diagrams if you need to solder something, etc. But to be honest, it's a BNF, so normally you don't need to solder something on the quad. And then you have the quad. As you can see, I don't have the original antennas because one of my friends who have some CINEWHOOPs sent me some antennas for CINEWHOOPs. iFlight sent me the original antennas after because I told them that they made a mistake about this. If you order the Crossfire version, those antennas are gonna come like this at the back, but I saw some pictures on iFlight website, I guess, I don't remember, where the antennas was like this, and I think it's better for the reception because when you're flying back to you, if the antenna is at the back of the quad, maybe you can lose a little bit of signal. But those CINEWHOOP are not made to make long range, so I think it's clearly fine even with the antenna on the back. So I'm gonna put this one and let you guys know if I have any problem. Then you have those to protect the camera, and I really like that because it's really cool when you travel or when you don't use the drone. Here is what you guys are gonna get inside, and I really like this box because when you travel, it's what I did when I went to Italy. You can just put this box inside your luggage and that's it. So you travel with this, which is quite small box, so it's perfect. Okay, now you know what you're gonna get inside the box. Let's talk a little bit about the specs. Again, it's a BNF version. You just need to bind it to your remote controller and you're good to go. This CINEWHOOP is running the Cadix Vista with the Nebula camera. For the board, you're gonna have the Success D20A Whoop F4 AIO board. I like this board because instead of having the ESC and then the FC, you're gonna have only one board who combine both of them, and I think it's so much better, much lighter too. For the motors, you're gonna have the micro motors Xing 1303 5000 kV. About the weight, it's only 84.5 grams without the battery. About the price, if you're using the DJI remote controller, it's gonna be $249.99, and if you're using the Crossfire like me, it's gonna be $278.99. Now let's talk a bit about for who is this drone and what you can do with it. If you're a beginner, if you just want to have fun, it's the perfect drone for you, because I think if you're a beginner, right after the simulator, it's great to have a drone like this to learn how to fly, take the habit of the sticks. It's really less powerful than a 5-inch. I think it's great, and to learn how to fly inside, going through tiny gaps and things like that. Honestly, it's really great. The factory settings are perfect, the factory tune. Also, he fly really smoothly. It's really nice. I was really surprised about this when I tested first. Stability and video quality. This quad is really stable, except when it's windy. When I flew in Italy, it was really windy, so it's hard to manage when it's really windy, because this quad is really small, and even with a CINEWHOOP it's hard when it's windy. You can imagine with a 2-inch quad, not really for windy day, but when I flew indoors or places like indoors, it was just perfectly stable, and I flew it also inside my house. It was just perfect. Video quality, yeah, it's not that great. The Nebula camera is not so good compared to the Air Unit camera or the Vista camera. I would prefer to have the original Vista camera than the Nebula, because, you know, it's really hard sometimes to see the branches or things like that with the Nebula, and when you're flying in the shadows and then you're going out in bright sunlight, the transition is really harsh sometimes. It's fine, and all my quads are updated to the last version from DJI, which is 50 megabits per second bitrate. So as you can see, the camera from my CINEWHOOP on the right and on the left the Nebula, it's quite different. The quality of the Air Unit is so much better. The good things and the bad things about this tiny whoop. Let's start with the good things. First of all, it's perfect for beginners, training proxy flights, going into small gaps, or just having fun. The frame is plastic, but it's really solid plastic. I was a little bit scared when I opened the box the first time to see that it's plastic and not carbon frame, but to be honest, I never had any issues with the frame. It's really solid plastic, so perfect. Then it's also hot weather resistant, because on my Cadix Vista and my Air Unit I did the 700 milliwatt hack, and I put the Vista in 500 milliwatts. I was in Italy, it was really hot. Even if it was windy, it was really hot. I never had any issues. I flew like 6 batteries, no problem. Another good thing is the perfect factory tune. It's just so smooth. Honestly guys, it flies so good. The factory tune is just perfect. Thank you iFlight, and good work about this. Another good thing is that it's really great for indoors. You can go through everything. It's just crazy what you can do with such a tiny drone. For indoors it's perfect. Another good point, the buzzer. When you crash and you turn off your radio, it starts buzzing and making some noise, and it's great to find it when you crash it somewhere. It's always helpful to have a buzzer, so thank you for these settings iFlight. For the flight time also it's great. You can fly around 5 minutes with a 450 mAh battery, and more than 6 minutes with a 650 mAh battery. It's what I did, and it's really great to have a flight time like this, because you can really have some fun flying like 6 minutes or more than 6 minutes. It's just so good. By the way, if you want to charge those batteries, you will need this cable from XT30 to XT60, and you can find those cable in iFlight website. Another thing that you can do is to change the angle of the camera really easily like this. You have just to unscrew and you can adjust it, and I put it really low because I want to fly really slowly. But if you want to do like race, you can put up the camera and then you can fly like this. Let's talk now about the bad things, and there is not that much bad things, and there are more future options that you can do with it. First of all, I don't really like to have the 16:9 ratio on my goggles. This is just a personal preference and you can't change that inside your goggles. I don't know, I never had the Vista before, so I really don't know, but I would love to change the 16:9 ratio to 4:3. I prefer like this. Second thing is of course the Nebula quality. So I would prefer to have the original Vista camera. I already said that previously, but for me it's a downside. It's okay, but it's not that good. And the last point is no naked GoPro, but iFlight is working on this. I know that. This is my plan to put a naked GoPro on it, and I think naked GoPro is a really nice thing and it's the future for me. I don't know if I'm gonna stay with my CINEWHOOP after that, because having a small drone like this with a GoPro on it is just crazy. You can do flips and things like that, and those things that you can't do with a CINEWHOOP. You can't really do flips and roll or things like that with a CINEWHOOP, and you can with a tiny whoop like this. Can't wait to make this cinematic upgrade, and that way I will use it more, because for me flying a drone like this and I can't do nothing with the footage, it's good to have fun, to train, about flying proxy or things like that, like I said previously, but I can't use the footage, so it's not really worth it for me, to be honest. But it's fun and it's great to do training on a real quad, except than the simulator. So if you are inside your house, instead of doing the simulator, you can just do some training with this CINEWHOOP inside your house or in your garden. I was flying from my house to outside and then going back inside, so it's really fun and it's really great for training and working on your flight skills. But yeah, you can't do nothing with the footage, and this is a little bit of a downside for me because I like to do cinematic videos. When I will be able to put a GoPro naked on it, it's gonna change the game totally. And of course I will make a video about this upgrade when it's done. My conclusion about this CINEWHOOP: right now it's great for training and having fun, but my plan is to put a naked GoPro on it and make this cinematic upgrade. Because if you compare the CINEWHOOP and the Alpha 85 in terms of size, as you can see, it's a lot smaller than the CINEWHOOP. So I think when I'm gonna have a GoPro on it, it can just be better because it's lighter, smaller. I will have the GoPro quality. The flight time is also more longer. I will see what I'm gonna do with my CINEWHOOP after that, but I can't wait to make this cinematic upgrade and see how it's working. But my conclusion for now is that if you want to train out of the simulator, because even I'm doing simulator all the time to keep the habit of flying and to learn some new skills, but sometimes it's great to practice with a real drone, and to be honest, practice with this without any risk to hurt something, break something too, because to be honest, it's really solid. It's so much better because the simulator can be boring sometimes, so having this type of quad is really great. So you just need to change your rate in Betaflight if you want. I like it like it is right now, but I can't wait to make this cinematic upgrade because with a drone of that size you can do so many things with a GoPro on it. That's my conclusion about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review of the Alpha A85 HD from iFlight. Don't hesitate to leave me a comment below if you have any questions or to tell me your thoughts about this CINEWHOOP. And I see you guys next week for a new video, and this time is gonna be a bando that I found in Italy. It was just crazy. I can't wait to show you this place, guys, because it was insane. Give a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to support my channel, and hit that bell to receive a notification for my next drone videos. And I see you guys next week. Ciao!